Now then, you two, welcome to something new-ish. I used to do it and I stopped, but now I want to start again. Mainly to see how wrong I am, to see what others think and their views. It's Premier League weekly review and previews. Obviously on a Friday night or a Thursday, or sometime on a Friday, I'm going to do a review, a preview of the games and what I think the results and scores will be. And then we'll see how wrong I was doing the review on a Monday, or if, for example, this week is Monday Night Football, it'll be a Tuesday. So, Newcastle Man City is the lunchtime kick-off tomorrow. What do I think? I don't think Newcastle look great. They're not doing bad in the league. They're picking up points and they're in the top half of the table. But I just think the games they have won, they've looked underwhelming in. They look rusty. They don't look. Isak doesn't look as on form as he was last season. Gordon doesn't look as he's not been bad, but not as electric as he has been. Score prediction for that one with Man City, they've lost Rodri, what's a ridiculously big loss, and I won't wish an injury like that upon anyone, but does help everyone else in the title race, definitely, there's no question about it, and that's obviously something I want to see, a more interesting title race. I've said it time and time again, the Premier League's getting boring now because City are just walking it every year. This might make it a bit closer, a bit interesting, so I feel sorry for Rodri and I wish him well, but if it makes the Premier League title race a bit more interesting, I'm all for it. Having said that, Newcastle, okay, I think 3-1 City. City look weak at the back. City don't have to defend because they keep the ball so often. Every time they are made to defend, they don't look good doing it. They played against Ipswich, who had like one shot against them. They conceded it. You know, they look weak and vulnerable every time someone attacks against them. Fortunately for them, that's not very often. So I'm going to go into City 3-1, despite, because Haaland's just... Last season, it sounds ridiculous because of how many goals he scored. He wasn't that good. He missed so many one-on-ones. He missed so many chances that everyone would berate Nunes for, but because he also scored 30 more, it didn't matter. Whereas Nunes didn't score 30 more and still missed the one-on-ones last season. This season, give him a sniff and he scored. So I think City. Haaland will probably get 2 again, and you never know, maybe a Bernardo, don't know. But I'm not guessing the scorers. Let's just go 3-1 City against Newcastle. Arsenal, Leicester next. It's just going to be 3-0 Arsenal. I'm just going to say that. Arsenal looks solid at the back. Leicester coming up. They don't look awful. They're getting into the swing of things, but they're just not quite there yet. They're not good enough to beat Arsenal anyway. And Arsenal looks solid at the back. Dull and a bit boring, but I think they'll easily break through Leicester, and that'll be 3-0. And a comfortable Leicester defeat there. Brentford, West Ham. Brentford, look, I like Brentford. I think Mbeumo's fantastic. Fabio Carvalho was there. I really wish Liverpool did well. I say I wish we'd kept him, but then we brought in Chiesa for half what we sold him for, so it wasn't bad business. Brentford, West Ham. West Ham, I think, look wank. Last week they got beat 3-0 by Chelsea, and they never put up a fight. I don't mind losing 3-0. 3-0, you could somehow not deserve to lose 3-0 in certain games. But from the start... sloppy, giving away possession, never really, looked in the game. It was just weak porn. I said at the start of the season, obviously I didn't make a video on it because I wasn't on YouTube at the time, but I said, watch out for West Ham this year. Some of it good signing. Guido Rodriguez, solid. Todibo, not a bad signing at the back. Wan-Bissaka at right back, that's a great signing. Fulkrug up front, great quality. Experienced striker. Great. I think they're going to do really well. They've been awful. Every time I've watched them play, they've been crap. And they were crap in midweek against us as well. They looked okay for a time. You know, they got Bowen in there. They got bloody Kudus. And they just don't look like they're gelling at all. Kudus has been the one real moment. The one real moment of quality I see from him, but... Just crap. It really is crap. They look rubbish. I'm sorry if West Ham fans disagree, but you're crap. I really want to see like the quality of players you've got. Prove it. But yeah, I think Brentford at home. Brentford look good. I've got Mbeumo in my fantasy team, and I reckon he'll score. I'm going to go 2-1. I don't think West Ham will get battered, but I don't think they'll win. 2-1 Brentford. Chelsea, Brighton. Chelsea look good. Brighton look good. Chelsea look bad at the back, but I think that's going to be 3-2 Chelsea. I think Chelsea will edge it with being at home. I think Brighton will get their first defeat of the season. Chelsea, Palmer's playing well. Jackson's found his goal-scoring touch. They just look good, Chelsea. I mean, it's ridiculous how much money they've spent. If they didn't look anything other than good, they're a fucking laughing stock with how much money they've spent in the transfer window. They're a joke. But they do look good, so they don't look shit. So that's good for them, but it's annoying because I wanted to laugh at them like I did last season and say, look at all that money, don't buy your fucking shit. But they look good. Brighton also look good, but I think Brighton at the back, against Forest last week, 2-2, they look good, but they look weak at the back. That's why I've said 3-2 Chelsea. They both look good in attack. Great players like Minter, Adingra. Welbeck's been on fire. They beat Man United, they got the draw against Forest. They look good. So did Chelsea in attack, but in defence, both look weak. So I'm going to say 3-2. Lots of goals in that one. Everton Palace is got to be 2-0 Palace. Everton are crap. They've only got 1 point. I hope they go down this year. They deserve to after all the time. Palace don't look amazing, but they've got them moment players like Eberechi Eze, Mateta, slow start to the season, got his goal scoring boost over the last couple of weeks. Players that I feel like will do something in a game. They look like Eze could take a game by the scruff of the neck, Will they? I don't know. But I think they'll win. I think it'll be 2. Everton have looked good. I mean, they looked right. I guess they scored. They went 2-0 up against Everton, against Villa, and against Bournemouth, but they lost 3-2. So Everton maybe go 1-0 up, but will lose 2-1. I'm not going to say they'll go 2 up. I'm going to go 2-1 Palace. I don't think that'll be as high scoring. They might prove it. Everton could win that. That's one I'm a bit unsure on, but I think Palace 2-1. Forest Fulham. Forest look okay. I don't think amazing. They looked all right against Brighton, against Liverpool when they beat us. It was an annoying game because I don't think they were that great. They were just better than we were. We could have played all night and not scored. We were slow. They just parked the bus. They were very anti-football against us. But against Brighton, they weren't anti-football. I guess against Liverpool, you've got to play that way. Sit deep and hope you can get a goal on the break. That's what they did. Played a very defensive, dull first half. And in the second half, brought on Alanga and Hudson-Odoi for the pace on the counter as we were tiring. Caught us on the counter, quick fire goal, 1-0, and we couldn't break them down, and they parked the bus again after that. So pretty dull from them, but it got on the result. They look good. They're at home against Fulham. I reckon they'll attack more. Fulham, Emile Smith-Rowe looks very good for them. Raul Jimenez scored a great goal. Like they beat Newcastle 3-1 last week. Again, referring back to Newcastle, they just didn't look that good then. In other games, they haven't looked good either, even if they've won them. But yeah, Fulham beat them 3-1. I don't know. I think 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 because I can't make my mind up. I can't. Forest look good in places, but I don't think been as good as what their results suggest. I can't believe they're unbeaten, put it that way. Fulham, they obviously won some, lost some. It's just a bit of a mid-table. Forest will stay up. They were originally ones like everyone was saying Ipswich, Southampton, and who were the other team that come up? Ipswich, Southampton, and Leicester. 3 that come up and go straight back down. And everyone was saying, I think Forest are the one. Forest and Bournemouth were the 2 main names that were being shouted out that might be down there with them, along with Everton as well. But everyone was assuming 3 up, coming straight back down again because the level is different. But Fulham just look a solid 10th to 13th bottom half, top half of the bottom half team, and I'd say so do Forest. And I'm just going to say 1-1 because they're both just mid. Regardless of results, they're just mid. And mid-table's good for them, so I'm sure they're happy with that. My team, Wolves versus Liverpool. We look very good against West Ham in parts. We look bad against West Ham in parts, but overall, we won 5-1, looked very good. 3-0 last weekend against Bournemouth and 3-1 last midweek against Milan. Looked very good ever since that blip against Forest. I'm hoping it was just a blip. If it was just a blip, I expect a good win. Wolves haven't won yet this season, and they don't look great. Don't want to jinx it, but they just don't. Again, Neto's gone and that real spark gone. That Jacob Strand-Larsen up front's an okay big youth up front, but is he really going to do that well for him? I'd put Wolves in the dangerous category. They're going to... I don't know who's going to go down this year, but I reckon they aren't finishing higher than 15th this year, Wolves. I think, like, you know, in the past they've finished like between 8th and 12th in the mid table, not bottom half of mid table, like 12th to 14th, or bottom half, like the bottom 5. And I reckon they're going to be scrambling. I reckon they'll be safe, but I reckon they're going to be just safe. And we've got to win if we're serious about ourselves. Slot looks good, Diaz is on form, Gakpo's on form, Salah's on form, Chiesa's come in and done well, McAllister looks fantastic, the defence looks solid, Van Dijk got fully rested, as did Trent, Robbo only played 15, Alisson's back. We've got to win. Will they score? They're at their place. I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool. I expect us to score a few, but I don't think we'll keep clean sheet this time like we did against Bournemouth last weekend, so I think we should win. We're in good form. I hope it depends. Forest was a blip, and we'll see. Tomorrow's a tough test. They haven't won, and they'll want to win desperately, and they'll put up a good game. But we just look good under Slot, calm and controlled. I hope we win. I hope it's 3-1. I hope it's 3-0. I hope it's 5-0. My head is saying it won't be as easy as 3-1. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. We beat West Ham 5-1. Beat Milan away 3-1, so we can beat Wolves away 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1, but I might. We'll see if I live to regret it. Ipswich Villa. Villa look good. Ipswich have had a tough run. The first 2 games were at home against Liverpool and away against City. They only just, like, first half against Liverpool, they were fantastic. Second half, we just showed our quality. Man City, they went 1-0 up against City at the Etihad. They didn't look bad at all. So, you know, Ipswich, I just think Villa are too good. Duran is ridiculous at the moment. Looks fantastic. Watkins is finding a bit of form. That's what I mean. You bring on. You got Watkins starting. You bring him off. You bring on Duran. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Usually it's like a great player starting, and then you've got an alright player on the bench, but Duran is just as good as Watkins at the moment, in absolutely fantastic form. And they won in the Champions League the other week. They edged it in the Carabao Cup, so they're doing well. Won't be easy again, Ipswich. I think Ipswich could cause an upset. Having said that, do I think they will? I don't know. Ipswich, I'm not sure, you know. Ipswich look good. Villa look good. Ipswich look good, but have played tough teams and not getting the results. I feel like Villa's quality will be too much for them. But I feel like they'll put up a good fight. They got a late equaliser against, last week, Southampton. Confidence for them. I'm going to say they're going to snatch a draw. I'm going to go 2-2, Ipswich Villa. I think Ipswich have got a bit about them. They're at home. Why not? It's only predictions. Probably get them all wrong anyway, so fuck it. I'm going to say 2-2. I'm going to say I don't think they're good enough to win. I think Villa are good enough to win. I don't know if Ipswich are, but I think Ipswich crowd will be up for it. They can maybe snatch a point against a good Villa side. Finishing off Super Sunday is Man United versus Tottenham. Man United look crap. Let's just make no ends about it. They just don't look great. Spurs don't look as bad as, like, you know, they've got the man sent off in the 7th minute last night, Dragashin against the Karabag, and they won 3-0. Solanke scored 2 in 2 now in his last Prem game, and then in the Europa League as well. Son, okay. Brennan Johnson's finding form after the ridiculous, unnecessary abuse he's been subjected to. Don't know why. Spurs look good, but shaky at the back. Romero's a fucking hothead. Van der Ven bails him out with his pace so much. Udogie, I think Spurs have got a good team. I just hate them because of that game last season, Liverpool, where we had 2 red cards, an own goal in the last minute, and just the ref, quite simply, it's the most clear fucking, as close to match fixing and fucking paid referees as you could ever damn see. It was an absolute joke of an officiating game, but we don't need to talk about that. I hate Spurs for obvious reasons. I hate Man United. Do I think Man U will win? They're weird though, aren't they? They are so weird. They lost to Brighton. but they could have won if Xerxes didn't hit his knee. Liverpool, we just played them off the park. They were crap against us. They had moments, but we were better. We just were. But also we were just clinical. They had chances. Xerxes headed 2 straight at Alisson, made great saves. The draw against FC Twente. The last 2 games have been 0-0 against Palace and 1-1 against FC Twente. Palace, they could have easily won, but they could have easily lost. Unbelievable double save from Onana at the end. And Twente, just shambolic how he's ran through the entire team pretty much to have that chance. Again, I think the crap at the back, both Vicario's hopeless from corners. I thought he was one of the best keepers last year, but this season from corners, I feel like he's punching mid-air. He just doesn't look good at all. I think both teams are going to score. And I'm going to say a Man United win for the sole reason that Erik ten Hag is under pressure. And Erik ten Hag gets results. Because, you know, he lost to us and everyone was like, oh, he needs a result now. And they battered Southampton after the international break, battered Southampton 3-0. Southampton looked crap, so that's nothing. But he got the result when he needed it. Everyone was like, Southampton could do this. Southampton got an early penalty, missed it unfortunately. And yeah, it sort of, then they went 3-0 and comfortable there against Southampton. But then Barnsley 7-0. So they've had, after the international, obviously before the international break, it was 1 win against Fulham, then 2 defeats against Liverpool and Brighton. Then they got the 2 wins in a row, 7-0 against Barnsley and 3-0 against Southampton. The last 2 games have been 2 draws, 0-0 Palace away. Was not an awful result. Ideally, if you're a top 4 team, you need to be going there and winning, but United aren't a top 4 team anymore. 0-0 isn't bad for them, especially on the form they were in. And 1-1 against FC Twente at home is not good enough at all for them. Especially in the Europa League at home against teams that are like 4th or 5th in the Dutch league. There's levels. You've got to be beating FC Twente. I had a look at their team. Besides Sam Lammers, a former Rangers player there, you see. Why I've got this shirt, I don't know. It was when Steven Gerrard was there, and I love Steven Gerrard. But yeah, so United look crap, Spurs look good, and I like how Postecoglou plays, but I think Postecoglou's playing style will play into the hands of United, and I feel United will win and edge it 2-1, because Ten Hag is under pressure, because he's yet again gone 2 games without a win. And I was talking to one of the guys on the school run, apparently after this, I believe they've got Chelsea and Porto. I think they've got, I don't know, I don't care. But I think they've got a tough run after this game now. I might be wrong. I'm going off what he's told me. If he's right, he's right. If he's not, I don't really care. But I think they'll win this because they need to. And I think they do when Ten Hag's under pressure. Somehow he seems to, in the Eddie Hearn means, fuck you now, how you fluke that one. I think that's going to be relevant to this game. And I reckon it's going to be 2-1 Manchester United. And to finish off, Monday Night Football, Bournemouth against Southampton. I'm going Bournemouth 2-0. 2-0, I'm going to say 2-0. Southampton just look the worst of the 3. Ipswich have promising signs, and Leicester, you know, they've got points in difficult occasions. They've looked alright, I think, Leicester. Vardy got that. None of them's won, Ipswich, Leicester, or Southampton, I believe. Well, Southampton looked like they were going to, but then Ipswich scored in the last minute there against Southampton last week. Southampton just, that youngster, Dibbling, one of the two, looks really good for Southampton. But besides that, they look weak at the back. They try and play football all the time. That's 2 football playing sides. Bournemouth just better though. Semenyo I could see scoring. Maybe Evan Nielsen as well, get his first goal. I've put him in my fantasy team this week, Evan Nielsen, because I just think he'll score. I've got a gut instinct. I hope I'm right. So that's what I'm going. 3-1 Man City. Newcastle to Man City. 3-0 Arsenal Leicester to Arsenal. 2-1 Brentford. 3-2 Chelsea. 2-1 Palace. 1-1 Forest Fulham. 3-1 Liverpool Wolves. 2-2 Ipswich Villa, 2-1 Man United Spurs, and 2-0 Bournemouth Southampton. They're my predictions. Let me know if you think I'm well off or pretty nailed on. And thank you very much for watching. I shall see you on Tuesday to see how many I got wrong. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, take care, and bye-bye.